Hello, ladies and gents. Jackson here, and today I got a video probably only a handful of you are going to give a shit about, if that many. And I'm talking about kill strain. So if you don't like kill strain, you don't know what kill strain is, I'm going to go over it a little more into this video. I'm going to explain what it is. I did a cursory look at this game when it first was available for free, and I said it was kind of an okay free game, I guess. And at the time, I didn't realize that there were several layers here, and there's something I like to call the schoolyard effect at play. And that's basically, there's the three teams, but one team can grow his numbers by tagging, you know, members of other teams. And there's all sorts of fucking layers of gameplay there. But before I get into that and explaining all the things I love about Kill Strain, I first want to talk about where this game needs to be improved. And there's a lot of places it needs to be improved, and there's a lot of room for improvement. It is a free-to-play game, so of course there's always going to be things you can improve. For starters, though, I'm going to go off of things that you could implement probably fairly quickly, and they would make the experience much better for the player. And I'm doing this. They're not ever gonna fucking see it. You know, no one's ever gonna fucking see this who's making this game. But I'm doing this because maybe someone will. Maybe it's something they can do, because I don't want this game to die, and I see it dying. I see players, you know, when it was like 200 or 300 players on at this time of night, now all of a sudden it's like barely 100 players on this time of night. Where it was, you know, 500-600 people on at this time of night, now it's only like 300-400 people on this time of night. So I see the people, they're leaving. You know, it's starting to get old, and that is the first thing that I want to say is it needs a new game mode. All right, and this could be, you know, I'm just going to throw this out there as really fast. You could have the same map, just redesign it and do, you know, like mutants versus mutants. You know, redesign just like the topography of it, keep the basic, you know, and just add strain all the way over it. So like, it's just like, maybe it's, you know, and then for the scenario, have it be like the strain has taken over. And now like, you know, one is attacking the other for dominance or something. I don't know, whatever. But it'd just be fucking super fun to do a mutant versus mutant, because that's one part of this game that you've never been able to do. As a mutant, you can never face off against another mutant. That's not a choice that's available at this current point in the game, and I think that would add all sorts of new fucking, you know, awesome shit. Like that, you know, team opportunities, you know, you could have it be 3v3, you know, or even 5v5, which I think would be ridiculous. I think it would just be sick, and I don't know what the objectives would be. Maybe it's just brutally kill each other. I don't know. I think it could be very cool, though. It needs something. It needs another game mode. You could even have just a Merc versus Merc playlist, where it's only, you know, gonna shuffle in 4 people for each team, so 8 players total in the lobby, you know, and then blah blah blah. There needs to be another mode, okay? And even if it's not another mode, add another map. There needs to be something else to do besides just the one map in Alaska that you have available. Moving on to the next thing I'm going to say, and this is even easier than that. This would be way less intensive, and you could do this so fucking simply. Just, there has to be a way for the player to go into the market, buy fucking loot packs, or I mean, augment, oh God, there's so goddamn fucking many of these things in so many different games that I forget what the fuck they're called, but they're augment packs or something of that nature in this. They're augments for your character that you can equip, and they change certain things. Like, for instance, they're very cool and unique, and they're very well thought out. Like, there's one I use on my when I'm on a mutant. I use one that when I use a movement ability, it increases my damage, which is pro because his movement ability is his drag, you know, where he pushes and pulls him against walls or into the strain or whatever, and then immediately I have a damage increase, which is just super helpful. But I need to be able to look at these. I need to be able to equip these. I need to be able to customize my loadout pre-game match. It needs to happen, because here's the problem. The way this game currently works is you can customize your character, you can buy augments, you can equip masteries and upgrade masteries, but you can't do any of that thing while you're in the queue. Okay? So while you're in the queue, you can't do anything. You literally can't look. You can go and look at the store. Right, you can't buy anything in the store, you can't shuffle through, like, you know, opening augments or whatever, just to, like, look at things while you're doing it, you know. There needs to be something you can do while you're in the lobby, especially where, as I said, the playlist is slowly starting to thin out, and it's just like some of the more enthusiastic people about Killstrain, you could say, and I'm definitely one of them. I love this game. Like, I play it at least once a day, at least for about an hour a day. It's a very fun, entertaining game to me. I have fun with it. And you just give us something to do, man, because literally, like, for me, it's no problem, because I'll just queue, walk out, and smoke. By the time I get back, it's usually like, you know, found me a lobby and I'm loading in. You know, very rarely is it I've fucked up and like I've taken too long. It's usually, you know, it takes a while to get in a match. And so for me, it's not a problem. I'll go outside, smoke, talk to my bros. But, you know, for someone who's just sitting there like, God, what am I going to do? You know, they just start looking at their phone, and it's just, you know, it's not a good way to keep your player engaged in your game. Like, give us something to do so that we're engaged in the game. Not, you know, like, because there shouldn't be a moment in your game where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk away because nothing is fucking happening, right? There's nothing I can do that I haven't done. Like, I've poured over these menus. I own every fucking character in the game. I bought them organically, by the way. I've given these guys $10. I gave them $5 for a fucking bunch of gold so I could get, like, I think it was 35 games worth of silver and experience boost. So with that $5, with the silver that I got, I just took that and I unlocked all the characters, you know, through wins and things like that. So I spent $5 basically to unlock all the characters in the game. And then I fucking spent $5 more for a bundle that had a couple of characters that I didn't have unlocked yet. Deadlift being one of them, and a Jin being another, because he's the newest, so he's super expensive on the silver, so I hadn't purchased him yet. I was saving him till last, and it was $5. It came with 3 characters, 2 of which I didn't have unlocked yet, and 2 super cool skins. So I was like, fuck it, you know, that's $5, good deal. $10 I've spent on this game, and I felt I've definitely gotten $10 worth of entertainment out of it. The reason I'm saying these things is because, you know, and I'm about to get into all the even more, like the playground effect and things like that in this game, where it completely changes the nature of the dynamic, and it's even cooler. But I just wanted to say, I'm saying these things not because I'm displeased with this game, but because I truly see in it something that's so unique and fresh to this fucking genre, I mean, just PvP only genre. And it's the playground effect, I'm gonna call it. And it's such a weird dynamic, but as I said, the playlist is small, so you start to recognize people, and there's like, you begin feeling rivalries between these people, because you're like, oh, he's gonna be top 3, and I'm gonna be top 3, so let's see who can beat who. And that's even if you're on the same team. And then there's this weird situation where maybe one of you gets turned into a mutant, dude. Like, for instance, I have this dude, Ultimate X Power. This fucker, he's always playing Alina, who is she's the merc who can pull you, and she has a trap that, like, blocks you in. And he's just always stomping my shit. And I'm always stomping his shit. Every opportunity I can get, because he's always stomping my shit, you know what I mean? So we've grown this healthy rivalry. And we're in a match, and we're on the same team, and we're kicking ass, dude. But all of a sudden, the other team is all mutants. So now there's 4 mutants, right? Or no, they've gotten 2 of the other team and turned them into mutants, right? So now there's 4 mutants, right? And then those 2 mutants that they turned get their turning ability, and they're just wrecking the other team. And me and her are holding up all right, but our teammates are kind of losing their shit and going all over the place. And like, we're just trying to deliver, you know, arcs so we can get our mechs, so we can go fucking just destroy the strain and get done with it. Because we understand the mutants are taking over at this point. It's time to finish it or we're dead, right? So one of them grabbed me and turned me. And it's so I'm with them, and there's like literally, I think she's got her. I've always called him a she. I'm sure it's a dude, but he always plays the girl character. So anyway, so I see her, and she's got 2 teammates with her, but I'm like, I want her, and I have my turning available, and so I'm like telling them, need help, infect humans, because there's like a quick menu where you can tell commands and shit to your teams and broadcast, you know, communicate with your team, which is nice. That's another critique that could be more well defined. But I'm just gonna wrap this up, guys. I'm trailing all over the place because the playground effect, what I'm trying to say is this, you know, I felt like it was this situation where I had this weird heavy feeling of nostalgia, where I just felt like I was a young kid again, and I was on the playground and we were just making up bullshit games, and I was like, tag, you're it, you know. And I grabbed this dude who was just like, had been a rival, and I fucking hurried and turned him, you know. My homie dropped his fucking strain, and I grabbed him and pulled him and dropped him, dude. And once he went in, I was like, yes, strain is power, dude. And it was just this awesome freaking, and he was just like, yes. And that was it. And I could tell he was like, all right, you got me, you know. And it's this weird connection that I have with someone that I've never fucking talked to. Like, I've never messaged this guy. He's never messaged me. But you can see it. Like, you can see it when we're playing. You can tell this dynamic that we have with each other and shit. And it's just, this game is so great. It's so great. And I want more people to play it. I want it to flourish. I want it to have another game mode. And, you know, this isn't even to mention how awesome these guys are who have made it. Because they went and they were showing it off at PAX West. They had an exclusive skin that they were giving people who were trying the game there, right? It was granted to every account that you played with at PAX West. If you signed in, you know, there on your account and you played the game with them at their booth, you got this skin for free, right? But they were like, that seems unfair because we have a lot of people that are supporting us who are playing our game a lot. You know, they're spreading the word about our game, and you know, let's give them a chance to have an opportunity at this. You know, and it's a you know, unique, one-time only skin. It's just very cool, man, and it's reminiscent of things that, you know, people like Hi-Rez have done in the past with fucking Smite, where they had all those exclusive skins and things of that nature. And you know what I'm saying, where you've had this feeling like they were like, thank you, you know, for nourishing our game, and you know, we appreciate that you're here, we appreciate that you're having fun, and you know, we want you to keep having fun and give us feedback. And I really feel like that is, and I've spent time on the forums on Killstrain. I haven't really posted anything yet, but I went through there one night and I just combed through it and read it, and they're responding to people, you know what I mean? And I'm seeing a lot of people that I recognize in game, like you know, Justin David. He was one of the fucking, he was number one when they did this contest, the top 50 players who got this exclusive skin. He was the number one player, and I mean, he is so good. I remember I got on a team with him, and I was a mutant and he was a mutant, and he was deadlift and I was deadlift. I forget their names, and he was gridlock. Basically, he was the one that jumps and slams, and I was the one that pushes, you know what I mean, into the strain. And like, he would jump on one and I'd push him into the strain and we'd just kill. And by the end of the match, I mean, we were top 2, and me and him had turned everyone. That was one of the first times I've ever received that victory as a mutant. There's an actual mutant victory outcome where you've turned everyone and there's no mercs left. And it's a very awesome fucking game, but I understand, you know, it's dying. There's not many people, and I want to spread the word about it because it truly is, in my opinion, just such a fucking wonderfully fresh take on fucking the multiplayer only experience. On, you know, I don't know, it takes a lot of inspiration from a lot of places, but it, you know, at its heart, it's a competitive game, but it doesn't feel like anything you've ever played before. It feels, there's just this unique sense. And this unique sense also comes along with the players, like what I'm saying, like being on this Justin David dude's team, and like just, you know, having, you know, watched him on the leaderboard. It's always said number 1, you know, and I've seen this guy, and I fucking drop in and I see that he's on my team, you know, and it's just like, oh fuck yeah, you know, and it's just, there's something special happening here. And that's why I call it the playground effect, because it honestly, playing this game, and you know, especially during that weekend challenge, like, it just felt so cool. You would see people who were like below you, and they'd be coming after you fucking so hard, dude. Like, you could just feel that they wanted that skin, you know, and they were trying to take it from you, and you just had to be like, no, you're not taking it from me, like, I'm staying above you. And you know, it was really fun. It was a good time. Of course, it was hard to stay into it as hard, you know, because I kind of just maintained my place in the top 50. I'd keep my eye on the charts, and then once I started to dip below into like not being on the top 50, I'd go play for, you know, a couple hours. But like I said, you know, there's a lot of room for improvement with this game. It needs something to make it fresh. It needs, during when you're in queue to get into a game, you know, you need to have something to do, something to look at, you know. There needs to be something going on during that time. Let me open augments. Let me, you know, fucking fuck around with my characters and, you know, play around with builds, equip things, unequip things. Like, let me do that while I'm in queue. It's not gonna matter. Yeah, and you know, it is a buggy experience. There's, you know, sometimes the arcs bug out and you can't grab them and throw them into the fucking drop point so you get your mech faster. And sometimes you just, you know, you're obviously shooting the shit out of someone and they're not taking any damage due to connection issues, and I don't know if that's intentional on their part or not. I did see a post on the forums about bans if they found people exploiting certain networking issues. I don't know. But, so I'm assuming, and it always seemed to be the mutants that had these, you know, this just basically invulnerability. They would sit there at the turret and just attack you and shit, you know what I mean? And they would not die, and they'd kill you, and then they'd run off, and you're just like, okay, I don't understand what's happening, but okay, he's not taking any damage. He is a god. He fucking typed in god mode. Anyway, guys, I wanted to revisit Killstrain because of all of the reasons that I've mentioned in this video, the feeling that I get when I play it, and my hope that it doesn't die. And my hope that it doesn't die, but instead gets better. Because that's what you truly want from things you love that, you know, are not without fault. You want them to get better. And I would like to see this get better, so... That's it for me, Jackson. I'm out of here. Thanks for listening to a ramble about something you may possibly not give a shit about. And I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Take care until next time. Keep being fucking awesome and stay safe, everybody.